Good day. In this video, we are going to try and solve question 1A of the 2024 NCEA Level 3 statistics paper titled Apply Probability Distribution in Solving Problem. In this video, we need to use the graphic calculator. You have one of the advantages. If not, you use the table. So without further ado, let's do question 1A, part 1. There are 3 parts in this question. So if you get all 3 right, you get an excellent for this. So we shall read the question. I'll bring it up a bit, okay? A person's belly button can be described as innie or an outie. There's no picture because it's copyrighted. Belly button is a cosmetic characteristic, not a significant indicator of health. So data about belly button is not routinely collected. It is therefore difficult to make a reliable estimate of the proportion of outie belly buttons in the population. Data on belly button was collected in a survey. From this data, it is found that 96% has the innie belly button. So 96% has innie. Just remember that, okay? Using an upward probability, calculate an estimate for probability that in a class of 30 students, so n equals to 30, okay? No student have an outie belly button, so x equals to 0, okay? State the probability distribution and parameters used for your answer. So this is a binomial because it's a two outcome, a yes or no, and you have a fixed number of trial, which is the 30 student. So we can put n equal to 30, x equal to 0, but remember, the innie is going to be 96, so the outie is going to be 4%, is 0.04. You want to calculate the probability as x equal to 0 because they ask you how many has 0 outie button. We are going to use the calculator to solve this. So hopefully you can see from there, okay? So we're just going to key in the data. So stats, go to stats, okay? Then distribution, F5, and then go to binomial, because we're talking about binomial. This is exactly at 0, so you're going to put BPD, okay? And now we're going to put in the variable. So variable, you cannot put list variable, and then we're going to key the data. X is 0, because X equal to 0, okay? Execute. Number of trial is 30. Execute. P, the success, which is 0.04. And the last time, just press the execute button, and the answer is going to be 0.29385, and that will be an achieve. Great. We shall look part 2, and we come back to the calculator later on. Okay. So part 2 sounds like this. Okay, I'm going to adjust the paper. Okay, this is a common question. So you have this question, they always appear in the probability distribution. You need to memorize them, okay? Give 2 reasons why the use of probability distribution model selected in part 1 is appropriate. Okay, so remember, you need to just memorize them and spit it out in the exam. So it's binomial distribution. There are only 2 outcomes, okay? Whether you have an outie or an innie. So there's 2 outcomes. There's a fixed number of trial. In this case, there are 30 students, so there's a fixed number of trial. The trials are independent of each other, okay? The presence of outie does not affect the probability of an innie, okay? And the probability of success remains constant. The probability of any student receiving an outie is always going to be equal to 0.04. So remember these 4 criteria and you should be all fine for probability distribution. Okay, last question, part 3 is going to be like this, okay? So we are going to use the calculator again. So I'll just bring the calculator later on. Belly button fluff is the accumulation of fibers, thin and debris collected in the person's belly button. A belly button found that 66% of all respondents had fluff in their belly button. Using an appropriate probability distribution, calculate the estimate probability that one student in a class of 30 has an outie belly button and it contains a belly button fluff. You should state the probability distribution and use the parameter used as part of your answer. Again, it's binomial. We're going to do the same thing. Instead of x equals 0, we're going to calculate the probability that student has an outie, means one outie, is going to be x equal to 1. So the same thing, n equal to 30, success is failure, p equal to 1 minus 0.96, because previously it was 1.96, is 0.04. Instead of 0, x equals to 1. So we're going to bring down our calculator back, okay? Same calculation, okay? We are just going to exit, and this time we are going to change, instead of x equal to 0, we're going to x equal to 1. The rest of the variables are the same. Number of trial is 30, p 0.04, execute, and the answer is 0. I just put it down here, 0.367 So 3, 6, 7, 2. Okay, just put it there. Okay. And that is the probability has one outie. Okay. So the question asks you, what is the probability that he has an outie, one outie button, and it contains belly button bluff. So the probability is 0.66. So it's going to be this number here, 0.3672 multiplied by 66% is 0.66. Put in your calculator, and I found the answer to be 0.24243. You can answer part 1, part 2, part 3 is an excellent for you. Cheers everyone, and hope you see question 1B in the next video. See you in the next video.